We are live. Wonderful. So great to be back. And now we have here Amon to tell us about their company. But before we start with Amon, with Daniel, we will have a short round of intros from the wonderful mentors we have here. So from my screen left, I can see Garen. So please start.
Hi, thanks for welcoming me back. I'm a big fan of Maria and Ram and the work they do. I've been running 3 corporate accelerators for the last 7 years, one after the other. I'm now a partner at a venture builder called Striver. We build authentic startups for big corporates, and we run our own fund as well. I'm an entrepreneur by heart, obviously, and I'm very happy to be here and offer you my experience and my guidance and whatever else you might need.
Great, thanks. And then Jochen?
Yeah, Jochen Biedermann. I'm the managing director of the World Alliance of International Financial Centers, which is a non-profit association comprising leading financial centers, so city governments, associations, and so on, from 17 financial centers right now. We are currently doing a lot of work on the economic recovery from the coronavirus. Tomorrow, by the way, we will start fintech webinars on that topic. Please find the link on our website. I'm also active in blockchain via a company in Hong Kong, and yeah, looking forward to this session.
Wonderful, great. And then Nimrod, please.
Hey, so yes, my name is Nimrod Kramer. One of my biggest goals in life is to become the exclusive supplier of whiskey to Ram and Maria. That's one of my biggest ambitions. Anyway, I'm a tech entrepreneur from Israel, and I'd love to give you some of my insights throughout my journey. And try, give some different angle on things. Perhaps some people here have investment background. Others come from financial background. I'm a pure tech entrepreneur, so hopefully that would give a different angle.
Gentlemen, if you ever want to experience Jerusalem, Nimrod is from Jerusalem, and you can do it with him in his car with bottles of whiskey. I totally recommend
that is unnecessary. Too much information, but anyway, yes, he's a great supplier of whiskey, and
not while driving,
and not driving. Yeah, he makes the other drink. And
but to see your business canvas.
Exactly. So wonderful. But Daniel, now it's eyes on you. So please give us a short introduction about yourself, your company, and then we can dive into the business canvas.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founder of Amon. Amon is a cryptocurrency wallet which is backed by an AI system where we make cryptocurrencies easy to use for everyone. So we have integrated the different products, and we're up to launch other products. So within our wallet, users can basically receive and send the cryptos, but also fiat. We have euro, and we are introducing pounds. Users can also exchange with a one-click exchange, crypto to crypto and crypto to fiat. We have an investment product, which is a kind of a saving account where users basically can deposit the crypto and they receive a passive interest every Monday. So every Monday they receive some percentage of interest out of their cryptocurrencies. And what's next? So this is what we already have live. So you can download our wallet on iOS, Android, and the desktop version. So you can download it, you pass the KYC, and you can already use these functionalities. What we're going to do next, we're going to launch a debit card with the UnionPay International. We have got a program approved there. And we are integrating an AI system behind the wallet, which helps users to take a better investment decisions. So that's really in few words what we do. Yeah, about myself, I have a financial background. So I've been working for an insurance company as a digital and product manager there for 7 years. I worked also in consulting. And yeah, then 2 years ago in 2018, we started Amon. We did first an ICO, then we joined another acceleration program with MKB Bank, which is one of our investors. And now we are happy, to join this other acceleration. I don't know if you want guys me to go through the canvas.
Yeah, sure. Share your screen and go. Absolutely. Okay. In the meantime, while he does this, if you have any questions, just jump in, guys.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, yep.
Okay, so I try to zoom in a little bit. So regarding the problem, so we identified different problems. So regular users find the crypto hard to use. We know that more than 90% of users, 95, we have done some questions with our users. We have a community on Telegram of around about 3,000 people. And we have in our wallet around about 1,500 users at the moment. We have done different questions with them, and we know that most of these users, they basically use crypto as investment. So that's one of the reasons for which we decided to first launch an investment product. It's quite still hard. This point here is still quite hard, you know, to have one unique place where you can find the crypto, but also fiat currencies. So because when you start to merge crypto world with the fiat, so with euro, pounds, and all the traditional currencies, there's a lot of compliance around it. So we have managed to do this thanks to different partnerships that we have with FCA regulated partners. And here is a little bit also, it's basically the problem that then we try to solve with our AI. So crypto is still very much volatile, and crypto. So users are intimidated by the volatility and they look for an individual advice, which is what we're trying then to do with the AI system. If we go here a little bit on the alternatives, we know that there is a few competitors in Europe. So Wirex App or Crypterium or Spend.com, some of these, they basically focus on a card wallet. So they basically have a card where users can spend. It's always generally a fiat card, so they can spend with euro, but within the wallet you can exchange with the cryptos. But they don't focus on investment products. They don't focus on an AI part where they can actually support the users into their investment strategy, basically. So our solution basically is a all-in-one wallet where you can find different products. We provide a very user-friendly wallet, so even people that are not really familiar with crypto, they can use it. But even if people don't want to use the crypto, you can still use the fiat part. So at the moment we have the euro, we have virtual IBANs. So basically, when you register and you want to deposit some euro in our wallet, we provide users with a virtual IBAN so that they can transfer directly the euro funds within the Amon wallet. So as we said before, we provide we are looking to launch a solution, an AI solution, which will basically a section of the wallet where user will find different information. So we divided the AI part into, we call it 3 pillars. There is one pillar which is about statistical analysis. So users will find backwards past historical data of the cryptos that they have. And they can track they can track back performances of the crypto. The second part would be a tool which analyzes your portfolio risk strategy. So based on the risk that you have of your portfolio, you'll be able then to take better, different or better investment decisions. And there's then a third part, which is what we call a short-term forecast. Of course, it's not possible to predict what is going to happen with the crypto price in the long term, even in 2-3 days. So what we do is a short-term forecast of between 2 to 6 hours to 5 hours, what it can look like the price of the cryptos that you have. And based on this, you can take some decisions on your exchanges, or when you want to spend some cryptos, then you can take better investment decisions or spending decisions. So we provide, as I said before, an investment solution. So it's a great product because a lot of users, they just wait for the crypto to go up, and they have their crypto sitting there without getting actually any interest. Your crypto will go up, you will just then receive some passive interest. It's a kind of a saving account, so it's a very easy product. You deposit the crypto. Every Monday you receive a notification with your interest that you receive. So yeah, this is a little bit just a generic question, a generic point. You know, we provide a wallet where we try to help and to foster crypto adoption, basically. This is a little bit of some of our metrics. We have 1,500 users. 1,400 of them, they already used.
Anyone so far? Any questions about the problems or the solution they're providing? Do you want Daniel to continue?
Yes, I have a question. I think on your canvas there is at least 6 or 7 times AI mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, AI can be anything. So far, the only thing which I heard from what you said is the forward-looking part for a few hours on crypto, which sounds like AI. Can you say a little bit more what you're using here? To be honest, for me, AI always involves learning. If there's no learning behind, just the statistical analysis, this is not no AI for me.
No, the learning is from the past historical performances of the different cryptos. Okay, so yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not easy, you know, to explain, yeah, in a few sentences, you know, what we're trying to do with the AI part. But yeah, as I said before, it's basically it's a section of the wallet which is composed by 3 levels, 3 levels, so three parts. So one is a statistical part. This one will be just a statistical analysis. So you can check, for example, what's been the volatility of Bitcoin compared to Ether in the past 3 months. If you have 5 cryptos and you want to do this on your own, it probably will take you some time to figure out. So we put them in the wallet in a very easy way for the users to find it. You can get some push notifications related to the volatility, for example. So this part, the first part is a mere statistical analysis part. When it goes into the section of the second part, which is more a risk analysis on your portfolio, then it comes a little bit more into a machine learning and an AI part where we track and we know historical performances and we adapt to basically we make a risk assessment on your portfolio, and we can tell you what's the risk percentages of your portfolio. Based on this, you can probably take a different crypto. If you have, of course, all stable coins, or in our wallet you have 6 cryptos and 2 stable coins at the moment. If you have all stable coins in your portfolio, probably your risk assessment will be that your risk profile is very low, of course, because stable coins are much more stable than crypto. So this is the second part, and the third part is a short-term forecast. So based on different variables like the market sentiment analysis, we can try to predict what is going to look like the price of the different cryptos in the next 2 to 5 hours. So of course we can't predict what is going to happen in the next 2 or 3 days, but short-term fluctuations you can foresee it, and this can be helpful for the users when they want to exchange it, or when they want to go and spend with our card euro and they want to convert first to cryptos.
And what kind of technology you're using for this? Is there some deep learning technology, or at least artificial neural network, maybe with a few layers, or how you do this prediction?
So we have basically an AI specialist within the team, and it's basically
guys, is it frozen for you only, or Daniel? I think you froze for the last couple of minutes, so maybe you
just 10 seconds. I missed the last 10 seconds.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
Now we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, I was just saying, I think the question was if we use some third-party technology, for example. No, we have an AI specialist in our team, and basically he has his own algorithms and he's working on his own machine learnings and predictive tools, basically. So it's not a third-party services. So we are also talking with some third-party solutions to see if we can integrate some of their parts. But it's our own technology basically we're working on.
Hi, Danby. Very interesting. You've got 1,500 users. Do you have can you tell us about the profiles of those users? So are they first timers? Are they like civilians?
Yeah.
What are they doing with your product?
So our users, most of our users are people that joined our ICO in 2018. So these are people that actually have been in crypto for quite some time now. We in the past 2 years we have done active marketing just during the ICO. So the rest of when we acquire new users is mainly for organic traffic. So our user profile at the moment is crypto users, which they know about crypto. Yeah, frankly, so they know quite a lot about crypto. But this doesn't mean that we don't want to acquire users that know less about cryptos. It's just that when we did the ICO, of course, people that invested into the ICO, they knew about cryptos, and now in the past 2 years, of course, they have been involved in crypto space. So in our community, a lot of the users we have in the wallet, they are also in our community on Telegram. They are mainly millennials, and they are quite crypto savvy, I would say. Yeah.
Your products targeted at general public?
Yeah. So for us, the first target audience is always easier to get crypto users for now. So people that they know about crypto is always the first step. But this doesn't mean that we can't go to general public. Yeah. And
Daniel, maybe you can move the canvas now to the users and channels so we can see what you're talking about. Thank you.
Yeah. This is a little bit of some of the customer segmentations we did. I was saying, that our first focus at the moment will be crypto users, which are users that they know they know what a wallet is about. But since we are integrating, and we integrated already euro, and our card will be actually a multi-currency card with euro and pounds. We can also track regular banking users.
Thanks.
Hey there. Can I ask a question, or do you wanna?
I don't know. Yeah. Do you want me to go ahead?
Nimrod, go.
Yeah,
go
please. Nimrod,
okay.
ask.
Okay. Yeah. So I was in the part.
Nimrod, let Nimrod. I think he had a question. Sorry, maybe
Sorry.
The line is a bit a delay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So one of the things I've been wondering while reading your canvas is about the unfair advantage. So in this, let's say, crypto wallet space, as you also mentioned, there are a lot of competitors and a lot of good companies that would try to beat the market, and it's going to be a very probably harsh competition. And the more you go deeper into the business and you become a threat to others, then the better unfair advantage you better have. And if you can, explain a little bit more beside what's written here, and I'd love to hear more from your point of view, what's the real core unfair advantage?
Yeah, so it's true. I mean, there are of course competitors. So there is on one side is a good sign. So if there are competitors, it means that there is a market. It's also true that I think we are really in the really early stage phase of crypto adoption. There is, for example, it's very hard to get a program approved for a card which can be used with the cryptos. So our card will be a euro and pounds card, but our wallet is a crypto wallet. And it took us 12 months to get this approval. We had to implement a lot of processes, a lot of policies, because this is something new. In Europe, you can really count on your hands, the companies that they have a card where you can convert the crypto and then spend the euro pounds. So it's true that there is competition, there will be competition, but it's also true that at the moment, so where we are a step further. Many others that maybe they want to start now, and if somebody wants to start now, it probably take them another 18 months before they get an approval, for example. So this is a more on an objective way. But apart from the card, what we are trying to do here, we're trying to position ourselves in a little bit different way from the others. The others are mainly, they mainly have a card where you can go and spend with this card. What we are trying to do here, since we know that the users, they use crypto, but they don't spend most of the cryptos. So what we are trying to do here is to provide them with an instrument which is very easy to use, where they can invest their crypto, they can get interest if they want, and they can also get advice on that. So we are we are positioning ourselves in a bit different way from the other competitors, if we want. Although I would say that the market is so young, I would say that that there might be space for also for other competitors that will come later.
Mm-hmm. I have basically two questions. The first one is a little bit tough. If you don't want to answer it, maybe then you move to the second one. The first one is, you have mentioned your ICO yourself. I think your ICO investors have lost something like 99% of their money in your ICO. How is the sentiment in that community, and is it affecting your current business? And the second question, on your canvas, you have mentioned MKB Bank. Is it the German MKB Bank, which now is Raisin Bank, and they provide the accounts for you, or what they do?
Yeah, no, the first one, yeah, is a good question. Yeah, I would say that probably 90% of the ICO that have been done in 2018, they lost 90% of their value, because even Ether, when it was 1,400 euro and then it was $80, you basically lost 10 times, what you had. So I would say that all the cryptos, they lost, even the top 10 coins, they lost almost all of their value. Okay, so this is something that could be applicable to all the ICOs, I would say, and also to the big companies, or to the top 10 coins. In our Telegram, you could enter and you could see there is at the moment. So what left is that they're really in the project. Okay, so it's true that in the ICO there were a lot of people that they were trying to get the quick buck. An average time probably of a VC, of an exit of a VC, is 7 years. So you can't expect that a startup in 6 months, it will double your profits or maybe make 10 times the profits. So that's the problem with the ICO, that the expectations were always very high. And then the crypto space is always a space where you find more problems. So every time you want to work with a provider, you have to demonstrate that you're also working with others which are qualified providers. So it's another easy space, to work with. Even if you want to open a simple bank account, you will find problems if you're a crypto company. So I think it's true. There is a lot of users. We had around about 4,000 investors. We lost a lot of them on the way, very frankly. It's what happened to a lot of ICOs. But if you go in our Telegram group, there is very quiet atmosphere, and every time we ask our ICO users to help us, they still do, because they still believe in the project. We always had communication with them. We were clear. In 2018, Visa banned some of the biggest issuers that they were issuing cards, so there was a big hit on the card side, and our ICO was mostly based on the card release. So I would say that at the moment we don't have a problem with the last users that we have, with the remaining users. Of course, we have lost a lot of them, like probably most of the ICOs, and then they lost their value, they also failed. I would say that we have been good to survive, because there are a lot of ICOs that then they failed after the crash. While what we did then, and then I'm coming to the second question, when we started basically to run out of funds, or we needed more help, what we did, we joined another acceleration program last year. And this acceleration program is backed by MKB Bank. MKB Bank is one of the largest bank in Hungary, so it's not in Germany. It's an institutional bank. They have an acceleration program, and they invested in us so they have an innovation hub, and they invested in us with their innovation hub. Although we all our services that we provide, we don't provide these services with them, because as an institutional bank, they are also afraid of crypto. You know, they believe in the project and in our team, but for example, our virtual IBAN is not provided by them because they don't have the IT infrastructure, and also because probably they don't want. So it's quite. I think it's been a really big achievement for us to involve them in a crypto project like us and get funded by them. But we are really happy about this.
Yeah, and I think it shows really a perseverance. I think in your case, I mean, you had ups and downs, you know, acquiring the right provider for your card, and I think it shows that you guys were there, you know, for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons, like probably 90% of the others who did the ICO. So we are very happy to have you on board. Any other questions? Maybe you can continue, Daniel, with the canvas.
Okay, yeah. And I just want to add one thing. If you probably go in our Telegram group and you will start to talk bad about believe in the project. So the ones that are there in Telegram, they sometimes it happen, you know, somebody starts to talk about bad and people say just leave, you know, because we believe in the project, you know, just as a mock-up. Yeah, here is yeah, I mean, I don't know yet. Go on that's a little bit. Have done during the ICO, we have tested most of these channels basically. So during the ICO, we spent a good amount of funding on acquiring users. We had in our whitelist was around about 20,000 people. So we know that social medias like Facebook, they basically they can give you a good cost per acquisition. Is at that time was between $7 to $10 per user. We saw that most of our competitors are on social medias. We also did last year events. So we have joined the Malta Blockchain Summit in November, and in May we were there as a guest because we were awarded as one of the top disruptive projects. We always worked in the past 2 years on SEO.
Daniel, maybe you turn off your video from your camera because you're breaking. So at least we can hear you and we can see your canvas. So you keep the screen, but maybe turn off the video of your face. Maybe it preserves your.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's see. So you see right to the screen. You still see it?
Yes, we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so no, I was talking about they're very specific on crypto, on blockchain or crypto. So we have joined last year the Malta Blockchain Summit in November, and also in May as a guest because we were awarded as a top disruptive project in 2019. Crypto influencer is something that we also tried out, and they generally work well for brand awareness. Mentioning blog is the same. We have a list of blogs where we want to be mentioning it. So this will be our main channels. You know, there's Reddit, for example, is a good tool, is a good social for crypto. So that's more or less the channels we'll be focusing on. That's a little bit the customer segments we were talking about before. Yeah, so we want to focus on millennials, on crypto users. We also want to focus on ethical users. What we mean by this is that we this goes a bit along with the utility of our token. So the utility of our token is combined, let's say, is matched with our products. So at the moment, we didn't give utility yet to our token, but we are adding a utility which will come in the next month. And what we want to do is basically give the possibility to the user to donate part of their cash back. So what we want to do, we give cash back, for example, when you spend with our card, and part of this cash back you can donate to some association. So we have done some research, and so a lot of millennials, they really care on this point. So this will be one of our part in the brand identity that we want to create around our brand, and to be an ethical fintech. Yeah, here I wrote also countries with higher coverage of UnionPay, because UnionPay in Europe has not coverage or has not high coverage everywhere. So what we will start with the countries where they have highest coverage. So for example, Italy, Spain, Germany, UK, they're all countries where UnionPay already has a high coverage. Yeah, and this one a little bit the age, which is yeah, between 24 to 45. If then you agree, I would go on the cost structure. If you don't have other questions.
I have a brief question. Let me be a little bit provocative. Are you a card provider with an attached crypto investment service, or are you a crypto investment service with an attached card?
If you are replying, Daniel, we cannot hear you. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but you can reconsider what you said, because we didn't hear anything. We still can't hear you, Daniel. If you can hear us, don't know.
He can stop the stream.
Yeah, maybe you can stop sharing your screen so we can hear you. Yeah, I think he lost the connection. I think he will join again. Yeah, he has sometimes a bit bad connection.
It's the question that broke the connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe Big Brother was watching, and this is a too provocative question. We are going to.
Bad, that question.
No, I think it's the internet. It's you know, it's a problem sometimes when you.
So what do you guys think so far? We're still online, live.
A deep silence.
I don't have enough information yet.
I think of something sensible to say.
But you can crack a joke, you know. They're good at it. No, but I think
so
it's.
The guy says to God, "Help me win the lottery." And God says to him, "Well, at least go halves with me and buy a ticket."
Yeah, you have to go halfway. Yeah, you have to always start. Yeah,
as short as possible.
Absolutely.
I mean, I like Jochen's point. Last point.
Mm-hmm.
So of course,
it's kind of revealing that he was in an accelerator for a bank in Hungary, and so of course they want to push their card or whatever if they're backing that card.
Yeah, but they actually they're not using that. Yeah. Okay. Now he's back. Wonderful. So Daniel, you need to unmute yourself if you are speaking.
Yeah, sorry. So I think it kicked me out. I don't know why.
Don't worry. I think it was the connection.
No need to share screen.
Yeah, I think it's.
Don't worry.
It will just kill your.
Okay. I will remove stop share.
Yeah. Very good. So let's just continue with the verbal communication. No problem at all. So do you want to elaborate on Jochen's question, or should we move on?
Elaborate, of course.
I'd like to hear an answer to that question.
Shall I repeat my question? You got it, Daniel?
I guess he's
having trouble
issues again.
Maybe you call with WhatsApp. So we are trying to find out if you can call with the phone with this tool. Let's see. Now we can hear you, Daniel. Can we? Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying that I would define our wallet more as a wallet where users can. It's an all-in-one wallet where users can use both crypto and also fiat. So I wouldn't define ourselves as a card with an investment product or vice versa. I would define us, a place where users can just use the wallet as a normal banking app if they want to, without even looking at the cryptos. But if they are crypto users, they are basically they will find in our wallet everything they need. They can earn interest, they can exchange the crypto, or they can also spend them. So it's I would define ourselves more as an all-in-one wallet where you can find both fiat or crypto if you want to use them.
Good. Anything else? Anyone?
Yeah, maybe let me add to this. And then you consider the mobile banks like Revolut and so on as your competitors. Of course, we know they have limitations in their crypto usage, but is that a competition to you, or who are the competitors?
So our competitors are others which are similar to Revolut, but where their focus are cryptos. So I don't know if you know, for example, crypto.com. Crypto.com is a very big player, and they are already in the US. They are entering now in Europe. They don't distribute cards everywhere yet, but I would say that they are the Revolut of the crypto space. So we don't frankly compete with N26 or Revolut because their target is not crypto users. So if you are a user that want to be close to crypto, in Revolut you can just buy and sell. You can't really do anything else. You can't transfer from another wallet to Revolut. So it's a very a closed circuit. And a crypto user would frankly not use Revolut because it's very expensive in their commission, for example. So we consider our competitors more Warex app, which is probably the very first card that there was after the 2018 problem with the Visa and Wave7, the issuer that then was shut down. And they are quite big in Europe, and they're expanding in Japan, I think. So these are the kind of competitors we think that they are competitors, where they have a focus on crypto. They already have cards, and they already have thousands of users, these guys. So they already made a big raise, and yeah, they're already taking a lot of part of the market. Yeah, because mainly because they are one of the few that got approvals. So they are kind of yeah, they don't have much competition, frankly.
So Daniel, one point to consider also based on the things you wrote on your canvas is perhaps for the coming months, try to come up with a strategy that would aim at, let's say, how Amon wallet is going to be the last wallet in your segment of the market and not the first one or the first mover or some logistical bureaucratic barriers of entry, but something more substantial that would, make your business much more solid, much more robust. So try maybe to think it the other way around. What would make you the last one, not what would make you the first? Especially given those competitors that you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, no, thanks. It's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think there was it Mr. Thiele who said that he loves monopolies. You don't need competition. You need to be the last man standing. So yeah, it is one strategy also, of course. Anything else?
Yeah, can you? So from my side, Daniel, I actually signed up to the wallet. There's a couple of questions on your KYC. Who's your provider, Is this for the long run? Are you open to other partnerships for KYC providers? And the second one, I know that there's the feature of pre-order your card on the app. What happens when I click that? And what am I expected? How long am I expected to wait?
Okay, so related to the KYC, no, we don't look to change it. Frankly, we actually changed it very recently in January. This was one of the requirements from our issuer. Before we had a different type of KYC. The one we have now is a bit more strict, frankly, but it's very complete. Their technology is a great technology. We have a dashboard. I mean, it's integrated with our backend as well, but their dashboard is very user-friendly. It's great tool for compliance as well. You can download the report very easily. I think we are very happy with this provider. They also have some other solutions which are related to blockchain monitoring, which is another part of compliance that we are integrating. So I would say we're very happy with this provider at the moment. Then we might change a bit the interface, try to make it easier if possible. You know, I know that it's a hassle for everybody, you know, to do KYC. That's that's the point. It's the first big barrier. You know, I always say that our churn rate will be mainly in the KYC phase because people don't want to, don't want to do it, frankly. You know. Or they might find some problem with some documents and then they have to do it again, you know. But it's all the compliance things that we have to respect. You know, there is no other way we can get around that. Okay, yeah. So this was for the first part. The second question was more related to so when you click on the pre-order card, you go in a sort of whitelist, basically, where we store all the users that they are requesting the card. So the time of the implementations, it depends a little bit on a few factors. One is us, so it's our how fast we can be to integrate all the processor part, so which is all the IT part. But on the other side, it's also about compliance. So every time we do step by step, we need to be controlled by our issuer. We need to ask for approval from UnionPay. So every small step we do, we get control and we make sure that everything is compliant. So we can estimate this between Q2 and Q3. We might have some testing cards. That's our goal of this year. But yeah, hopefully, you know, so hopefully there is no delays, you know. But yeah, it does not depend only on us. Yeah, frankly.
So I can now start getting my salary paid to this wallet, to the Amon wallet, and eventually use a card actually to start spending as well. Is this the goal? This is the aim?
The aim, yes. At the moment, I'm not sure you can receive the salary. Actually, I think you can't, because so one of the limitations we have. So okay, here we should go a little bit more in detail of the licensing part. We don't have an e-money license, you know, which is the license we would need to actually have our own IBAN. To have an e-money license, it takes quite a lot of time, and you need to have a certain structure of the company and so on. So, and it will take you it will take us quite a long time, and you also need a lot of funding for this. So what we do, we rely on a third service provider. This provider allow us through their APIs to provide our users with IBANs. But what we are allowed to do for compliance, you can only receive funds if you are sending it from another account, which is always on your name. So if you you want to receive funds, you need to send it from another account which has your name, which is your name and surname. Otherwise, we are obliged to reject it. So this happens because we don't have the license. Once we will get the license, then we can allow any kind of payments to receive. So this is worth for when you deposit it, but also when you withdraw. So you have to send it to an account which is on your name.
Daniel, how sensitive for you economically is the relationship to union pay and the third party, doing the account handling for you? We know, the card issuance business is always coming under pressure from the regulators. The fees are, coming down a lot, in particular in the European Union. Is that something which at some point in time can, kill your business case, that you have to pay too much and no revenues from the cards? What is the relationship there?
No, I mean, in our business plan, we have other source of revenues as well. So apart from the card part, so in generally the economics of the card, so you make money generally from the interchange rate, which is what the merchant is basically paying. Okay, so this interchange rate is a commission that the merchant pays, and parts of these commissions goes to UnionPay, part to our issuer, and part to us, basically. But then there are other sources of revenues within our wallet, so that we will exploit to make the economics, right, But so for us, the focus at the moment is first to acquire users, to understand, which are our perfect target, and then, we will try, to make it right with the economics. On our business plan, we have different sources, so that's one actually of the advantage of our wallet, that we can rely on more sources of revenues. So if the card at the beginning, we want to push more on the acquisition, we can maybe have less revenues from the card side, but we will have more revenues from the investment products, for example.
Is it really so easy? Let's assume sometime in the future you're really making losses with the cards, right? So then you have a tough decision. Either you stop the card issuance, and then your existing clients will not be very happy if their cards will not work anymore, or you need to continue, but it's worth cutting into your business case.
So what we want to do, this one is it's about what you provide to your users. If you provide a good service, the users will also be willing to pay a small monthly fee. If you provide like insurances, so I tell you this because we are really thinking of this. If you provide like insurances, or if you provide, for example, lounge service in the airports, if you provide a quality service to your users, you can ask them, to pay a small commission. The point is when you pay for something and then you get no service. So getting a priority service in the customer service is something that the user, for example, qualifies a lot. So I don't think, frankly, we can make losses on the card. If we were to make losses, it's just because we want to attract more users and then later to make right the economics. But you can find ways, to segment your customers and ask for a recurring fee, by providing them a better service than others are providing. Yeah, it's actually what Revolut is trying to do now. So with all this segmentation that they did, that you can use the free pack, but then you have a lot of other commissions, whatever is the thing you do in the wallet, in the Amon and the Revolut app. But there is a lot of users that are willing to pay even a small commission, but to have some additional services.
Very good. So I think we have just some minutes left. So maybe the last question. So I understood, Daniel, that you also are raising around. So how much have you raised so far, and how much are you raising?
So we are still, discussing with the VC in Italy. So we have, I don't know if I mentioned before, we are part of another incubator, which is also VC in Italy, which is investing in us. Yeah, sorry. And yeah, we are basically discussing with them a little bit all the financials. So I'll be able to provide this answer, you know, in probably 1 week, because we want to. So since we also have them behind us now, we really want to make sure, you know, what we seek as funding, you know, is the right amount. They are really in, so they are actually entering now in our company as a shareholder with the first amount, a small amount, and then they will commit later by the end of June. But yeah, the exact amount of the funding, I can say it probably in a matter of 1 or 2 weeks.
Perfect. So if those ones who are interested can then follow the weeks and hear it out a bit later. So thank you very much, Daniel, CEO of Amon. Very happy to have had you here today. And a big thank you also for the mentors, Karen and Nimrod and Johan. And mentors, do not forget to send us the feedback. So for me and Ram, you know, an email, just short bullet points, and you can see Leon also there. Okay, we had fun. We enjoyed it for today. So if you're interested, please come back tomorrow. Those ones looking at this live, and you can follow all these 5 companies that are in the program starting at noon tomorrow. And